This is DRF, Race of the Day. Hi, everybody. Dan Ilman and Mike Beer, the DRF Race of the Day for Wednesday, August the 18th. Race number 7 at the Spa. We kick off a 50-cent late pick 4 with a starter allowance. Let's take a peek at this field. We're going 6.5 furlongs, fillies and mares, and you can download free formulator past performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at DRF.com. Access them. Handicap with us, the feature at Saratoga on Wednesday, the Bolton Landing. Nicole Russo and I cover that on Spa Babies, presented by Spendthrift. This is an interesting race, Mike, because the morning line favorite, the one Bayshore Foxes, ran well last time out, but is getting a significant cutback in distance.
Yeah, I actually feel like the cutback might work for this horse. You know, she ran fine last time. She was main track only in a race that came off the turf, but they tried to get, the 2-turn 9 furlongs with her. And I guess at the end of the day, it was a little bit too far.
Now, she went to the lead in that spot on August the 1st. We throw up the Timeform US pace projector. Timeform US believes Bayshore Foxes will be up and among the leaders again. Do you think she has that sort of sprint speed? Because we know the 6 Air Cavalry, and especially from the 7 before U's last race, those two are pretty quick.
Yeah, they're both pretty quick. I mean, we'll see if I don't know if she's necessarily fast enough to, make the lead here, but, I won't be surprised if she does, Dan. I mean, she did show speed going shorter early on.
Bayshore Fox's 2 best races have come on wet tracks, including the race we talked about. We're going to watch the stretch run of that one. Again, it was the off-the-turf race, going 1 1/8 miles on good going, and she's shown fine speed. I think the distance was a little bit too far for her. She's going to get tired and finish second to Exotic West, who is 8-5. Again, a good effort. I wonder if she does move up on wet tracks.
Yeah, I think that is certainly a question. She's run well both times she caught wet tracks, but, I think it still remains to be seen. Whether she can, run her good race on dirt. I do think the distance was the big thing here, Dan. I mean, the winner, who was the favorite, just sat right behind her and stayed the distance a lot better than she did.
Raffinity, the number 2 New York bred, taking on Open Foes for the first time. She graduated in the spot we're going to show you right now for $40,000 at Saratoga, going 7/8 of a mile. She showed fine speed in this race. She opens up on the turn. She really isn't threatened at all. She was claimed out of this race by Low Profile Connection, so she figures to be a good price in here, but this is a pretty big step up in class. I'm not sure what she beat in this spot.
Yeah, this was a great spot for her. I mean, it almost looked like the kind of race, cutting back and finally getting back on a fast dirt track, where it almost felt like she couldn't lose, Dan. And she won that race very easily for a trainer who was red hot up here. Now off the claim for a newborn, as you say, it's only going to help her price. And she has run some good races, but this just might be a way tougher spot.
The 3 Cadeau de Pailly is the most prolific winner in the field. She's won 4 times, facing a group of non-2s and 1 non-3. Last time out, she just caught a hot horse. The winner of that race was odds on. Cadeau de Pailly had a pretty decent trip. She tried in the stretch, no match, and Arad kind of just eased up on her the final 16th when it appeared she wasn't going to win. This is arguably a little bit of class relief.
I think it is class relief for her. I wouldn't discount her chances at all. She's the kind of horse who's gotten unlucky more than once, Dan. She definitely needs the right trip to get the job done in here. But if she gets a good trip in here, this is a field she could easily beat. This mare actually is a little bit underrated.
April Antics finished about 5 lengths behind Cadeau de Pailly last time out, first off the claim over that wet track. Now, she's a lightly raced 3-year-old without much speed. And in a situation like this, her buyers are light. She's going to need a lot to happen from a pace standpoint, maybe even a collapse, in order to adequately set her up.
Right. And I don't even know if she's as strong a finisher as the 3 either, Dan. So it just feels like she's going to need a lot of breaks to beat this field, but she is very lightly raced and could improve.
Chloe Rose will be making her 3rd start of the meet. She's been very popular in the claim box, taken out of her last 3 dirt starts. Let's watch her most recent effort on August the 8th. This is an open $32,000 claimer. She's in behind horses, turning into the stretch here. And Arad's going to be looking for a seam, going to drop down towards the inside. Chloe Rose is going to finish second. Did you think she had every opportunity here, Mike? Because it looks like she has the momentum.
Oh, yeah, she had every opportunity here. The horse on the lead just happens to be pretty good. Shaker Shack was dropping in class. She fought off a bunch of challenges and was just a little bit too good for this field, Dan. But I thought Chloe Rose ran well. She ran well 2 starts back when she won very easily over 16 claimers. She was up in class last time, and I think she's up in class again, perhaps here, just on paper. I think Shaker Shack, the horse that beat her last time, might be better than anything she faces in this race.
7 of 8 on the board on dirt in her career. Air Cavalry is up next. Air Cavalry has run very well in her last 2 races, a blowout win against 25,000 maiden claimers at Belmont. She almost pulled off a 9-1 upset at Saratoga. Let's watch that race over Muddy going last time out, and she contested this pace. She's on the outside. She just can't get past Lime, who at odds on is probably a little bit better, but all in all, a really hard-trying performance.
Yeah, her last 2 races are pretty good. Boy, it looked like she was going to get Lime here. I see, understand that Lime was a very heavy favorite in this race. But at the end of the day, Lime's just really not that good. El Cavalry just can't get by her. She runs fine in here, Dan. She comes into this race in good form, and she'll probably be a price once again.
Bill Mott, I think, got away with one last time out with the 7 Before You, dropping her in for 20, and she made that field pay. Let's watch Before You splash on home over the slop at Saratoga. She got to an easy lead. She really opened it up on the turn, and she never lets up. She wins with a 68 buyer, and going over her 4, Mike, going into this race, she was kind of dirty. 2 turf efforts. It doesn't seem she likes turf. The race before that, muddy track where she was running off of a layoff. And the time before that at Tampa, she ran okay. She might still have some upside.
Yeah, I agree. I think Mike did get away with one here. Couple of claims out of this race, but she wasn't one of them. Won that race very easily with a big show of speed out of the gate. And you're right about her being dirtied up prior to that, Dan, because her turf races are just terrible. Off the layoff back in April against Always Karina, who I think we just last saw her in a grade 1 race. And, her Tampa debut, she actually ran fine in there. That's the only time she's run over a fast dirt track so far. She was very green in that race and might have won if she could have kept herself straight. So I think Mott did get away with one, and he protects her here.
Outside post gives Jose Ortiz plenty of options. If this one breaks, she can go right to the front. If a couple others want to go, she can sit outside in the clear without getting any dirt in her face. Targeted Return completes the field. 9-2 in the morning line for Chad Brown filly, adding Lasix for her first start off of a lengthy layoff. Now, she went fast in the early portion of that $50,000 maiden claimer. She was game to win. The worry is that that was November the 26th. She was then entered at Aqueduct on January the 22nd, was listed as a vet scratch, and it's been 7 months.
Yeah, a long layoff here, but she's going to make her 3-year-old debut with plenty of upside in a race where, listen, let's be honest, nobody's really distinguished themselves in here. I thought her win the last time we saw her was, sort of more game than anything else, but she did show improved speed in that race. She's got Lasix for this. She's got a great post on the outside. I mean, there are things to like that. I would just wait and see what kind of price she is, because if she gets bet in here, I don't think I would want her.
Top pick time for the Wednesday race of the day, kicking off the 50-cent late pick 4. I like your horse Before You, Mike, a little bit. She's my second selection. I want to use her in the pick. Bayshore Foxes has been consistent. To me, it's about whether she handles a fast track.
Yeah, I think that is a little bit of a question for her, but I do think she's definitely a player in this race, Dan. I think really, I just want to see how they bet this race. I don't think there's anybody in here that I would want at a short price. We'll see. I think that 4-1 on Before You is very fair. If she's around there, then she's the horse that I want.
Could be a spread to kick off your pick 4. Mike's going 7-8-3-1. I'm going 1-7-4-6. It's the Wednesday DRF race of the day at the Spa. Good luck.